Good morning, Groovers. I'm running a little bit late today. Well, nearly ten minutes late. My drive to work, but it's such a stunning day. So I thought, fuck it, last working day of the week. Got a lot to do today, but it's going to be a good day. But I wanted to show you the new way I go to work on a sunny morning so you can thoroughly enjoy the Tasmanian countryside. Wonder how everyone's doing. Hey, Natsy! Hi, Sky. How are you? Got another sunny morning here in Tassie. Well, the last few mornings haven't been sunny, but the days have. But the countryside we drive through now will be very pretty today if anyone's just in the mood for some scenery. And yeah, I'm running a bit late, but oh well. Oh well. Hopefully, I'll still get to work. I'll get to work in time. Oh shit! I haven't wiped my deck in. I'm in my windscreen. Oh my god. You know, yeah, thank you for showing us the scenery, Tori. Problem is your bloody windscreen's so filthy. Couldn't see a fucking thing. I've had three different people look at it now to try and fix it. And so far, none of them have fixed it, obviously. Ruth Walton sent me a link with heaps of ways to fix it, and we've tried all of them. Nope. So my car is going to go in for a service in a couple of weeks. I've just got to keep hand washing my windscreen when I remember to do it. I've got Windex in the car. I've got a hose under the house where my car's parked. I just get in the car and go live, and then I'm like, oh, shit. I mean, I can see out of my windscreen. Don't worry. The bit that you're seeing down the bottom of the screen, the windscreen wipers don't touch that bit anyway. So I usually clean that part for everyone. But anyway, hello, William. Oh, I've got the sun in my eyes. Yeah, little reminder for Caps Groovers as we tootle along. Yeah, William, you're coming for a cruise. A little Tasmanian journey to the office. But I love the back way I go now. It's so pretty. So pretty. Beautiful scenery. And on a sunny morning, it'll be even prettier. Just get past the big school bus. That's what our school buses look like. Buses. I was so excited when I got to the States to go to school there and got on my first yellow school bus and went to prom and homecoming and all that American stuff that I'd seen on TV shows and movies. I was finally living it. It was very exciting. But getting on a yellow school bus was a big deal for me because they're in pretty much every high school movie made in America or school movie will feature a yellow bus at some point, even if it's just in the background. You enjoy car rides. Well, you've come to the right place. Good morning, Scout. How are you, gorgeous? Yeah, just a reminder. Now, this new way I go, as lovely as it is, much harder for me to read chat. So the benefit of being stuck in traffic is I can read chat a lot. I worry about those geese, that little cluster of, I don't know if you saw them or not. It always looks like I'm doing 300. Pardon me. You're the first people I've spoken to today, other than a few G'day Sunnies. pardon me, back there on the side of the road was a cluster of geese, but they seem to be getting closer and closer to the edge of the road every morning. I'm like, dudes, move off the road. Don't get on the road. I mean, it's lovely that that's their little spot where they all gather and curl up together, but maybe take a few steps back, guys. I don't want no squashed geese on the side of the road. But speaking of clusters of geese all having a little spot where they all get together and snuggle up and hang out together, and it's all peace, love, and happiness. Do you think the YouTube community could ever do that? I don't. I did my usual bounce around YouTube's. I had a catch up with some girlfriends last night, which was really lovely. I'd forgotten I had that. Well, I mean, I remembered it in the morning, but then when I was driving and I was live, someone said, "Oh, let's cook." Grandma Jackie said, "Let's do some cooking," and I was like, "Oh yeah, but I'll be home a bit late." Meaning, I don't really want to set up my kitchen to film me cooking whatever my weeknight dinner's going to be. But I went to Jane's house and caught up with some friends there, which was really lovely. And then I listened to the remaining half an hour of MasterChef, and then stopped and got some petrol and did a quick flick of some different random YouTube channels, and I ended up listening to Chasing Truth. Who's fascinating because she's really only sort of been dabbling in the drama community, I think she was saying, for 3 months. But she's very perceptive. She's picked up on all the bullshittery very quickly. Oh, the 8-ball says doubtful. Doubtful of what? I missed that. Just a reminder, guys, if you do want me to see something, I mean, I'll try to glance when it's super safe when I'm driving, but if you write in capital letters too, I've got a much better shot of reading it because the phone is a long way away from my face. But yeah, Chasing Truth is for someone pretty new to this community. She's sort of obviously done some research and listened to a few different things and watched a few different channels, and isn't just spouting off at the mouth about stuff she doesn't know about, but very perceptive about the community. And I kind of feel like I'm a similar observer. Like I watch it and then I go live and chat about things. I mean, I'm not here to sling mud at people, individuals, but more of a generic sweep across the channels and see what's going on. I don't subscribe to heaps of them, but I've actually resubscribed because I feel invested in it as a whole community now. Oh, doubtful there will be peace on YouTube. Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it's pretty contrived. People know how to get the views. I mean, I learned only very recently, that doing one video to one specific creator, and suddenly I had all these new subs. And now that I've started doing my little characters of YouTube series, new people are finding my channel as well. But because I'm sort of addressing specific creators, you can see, I mean, it took me a long time to get to 1,000 subs, and I've grown organically, and I'm proud of that. But it's interesting seeing the little spikes in subscribers if you go specific, I mean, I could have just kept rambling on YouTube for the next 10 years and been a bit vague and generic about it all, and my channel would have just plodded along. But if you throw a couple of specific creators' names into the mix, suddenly you've got an audience, a bigger one. So creators that target other individual creators specifically would have to know that it makes their channel grow. And because even on my teeny weeny little channel, I've seen the difference. Until I specifically addressed a couple of creators, I never got 28 new subscribers in one day. I would have been lucky if I'd got that in a month. Oh, you need to, William, because I'm going to be highlighting a lot of different characters. I'm not aligned to any side. I'm a bit bummed, though, because there are some YouTube creators that I've been watching since 2018. And I'd really love to include them because they were characters. I mean, they hooked me in because I found them entertaining. But they've kind of gone down I don't want to say mean girls because that'll identify a group that gets called mean girls. And I'm talking about creators across the board. But a lot of them, when I first discovered them, they were really good value and they were putting up original content, and some of them were just able to hold an audience just because of their personalities and just talking about nothing in particular. But I'm really bummed because a lot of them are just so invested now in bashing, each other that I want to find the goodness in each character that I highlight and remind people that, everyone's got something good inside of them. But at the moment, it's really hard. I listen to quite a few different channels. I bounced around a bit this morning while I was getting ready, and a lot of them are just really busy ripping people's looks to shreds, and in the same breath saying how appalling it is that other creators are ripping people's looks apart, but then going live and ripping people's looks apart themselves. I'm like, I can't find the goodness in you at the moment. So they've moved way, way, way down the line. Good morning, Nika Crafts. How are you? Nika, I don't know if you've come on a drive the new way because I've only gone live 3 times going this way. Shit, it's already 10 to 8. I'm going to be a bit late this morning. Oh, well. I had a phone call I had to make this morning and I didn't think it was going to go for as long as it did. And it was partly my fault because I was the one that had to be going somewhere and the other person didn't. And the call started with me saying, I can't chat for very long. I've got to go to work. And then nearly half an hour later, I'm still on the fucking phone. That is what is known in the industry as poor time management, Tori. On that roadway could be any place in America. Back where we were just then. Yeah, look, the world is an interesting place. There's a lot of similarities. Although a lot of people have commented how in Tassie and other parts of Australia, there's other creators that take you guys on road trips as well. But like our traffic lights are on poles and not sort of suspended on cables above roads and stuff. Look at Scout flogging Sunny's Instagram. I actually meant to put a photo of Sunny up on her Instagram because I've put it on the Pets of Isolation group on Facebook. And it's also on her Instagram, but I should have put it on I keep forgetting I've got a community page. I keep neglecting her Instagram. I mean, she's lying around the house all day. She could fucking manage her own Instagram. Got to do everything for that bloody animal. She's pampered. Oh, I didn't leave her. I didn't open the door out to her enclosure today. That's all right. I think she's pretty much spending her days sleeping most of the time. But it's not that cold a day. I don't mind having the enclosure. It's only like a little dog door that goes out to her enclosure out on the deck. It doesn't make the house super cold during the day. It's just at night. Come back out, son. I wanted you guys to see all the fields. It was sunny when I left home. But this way during the day is much longer than, it's almost twice as long as the highway we used to go on in the middle of the day. But in the mornings, it's the same amount of time roughly. But at least going this way, A, we get beautiful countryside, and B, we're moving the whole time. Oh, we do get a bit of crawling along East Derwent Highway, but there's traffic lights there, so we don't get stuck there like you do on the highway for an hour. Oh, Nika, it's a different experience having 1,000 subs. It really is. Like yesterday morning, Grandma Ducky popped my super sticker and super chat cherry. So big shout out to Grandma Ducky. She got the gold, silver, and bronze medal. I couldn't, honestly, I was so fucking excited when she did it, and I couldn't stop laughing and it, like happy. I was just giggling like a little kitty that had just been given, you know, what they wanted for Christmas, I guess. It was just so exciting, and it really did make my morning. But yeah, she took out gold, silver, and bronze, so that's done. But one thing I was thinking of, like the sheer delight that I got out of her doing that. You know, I hope I never lose that. I mean, I don't want people to, you know, and I could turn it off, and I probably will, but I just wondered how many creators, when they got their first super chat or their first super sticker, like if it was something that made them feel so excited. And I never want to lose that feeling, you know, so I might turn them off so that I don't ever lose that feeling. I felt like a little kid. It was great. But I've also been pondering about whether or not to do ships. I certainly don't expect members, but if paid for like StreamYard or something, you know, if it covered a cost like that, or my podcasting channel is the one that actually costs me a lot more, and that's tiny. That channel's only got like 250 people, but I haven't put anything new up there for ages. But the membership thing, I'm sort of toying with maybe doing a membership, but it's like a cheap and nasty dollar only. There's only one level, and it's $1 or $2 a month, and you don't get anything for it except you go green and you get the avatars. Like I'm kind of thinking of doing like a piss week one, because I don't want to do members only stuff at all. And I think people join memberships because they do want the members only stuff. They want to be like, you know, VIPs, and they have members only chats and members only stuff behind the scenes. But our community is so special. I don't want to exclude anyone because they're not a member. So if I do make a membership thing, it's going to be, look, I'm going to be brutally honest. All you're going to get is some new emojis and your name's green. That's it. going to be like the Piss Week membership thing, because it's kind of interesting. Like when you hit 1,000, you suddenly have access to all these things, and it's sort of interesting to try them out and see what they're like. So I kind of want to set it up to see, it's all learning, isn't it? But I like that side of technology and the learning processes. But I definitely don't want to do members only anything. Everyone's a member of our community, whether their name is green or not. So there would be absolutely no incentive for anyone to become a member of my channel unless they like seeing their name in green and they want some extra emojis. That would be it. But I am kind of curious to set it up, at least do that process. Because you hit 1,000 and suddenly you've got all these, hey, Ms. OMG, I wish the sun would have been out now. This is the bit where the sun is out. It's just so pretty. But anyway, it's still pretty. But will I get to work? I will definitely get to work on time, but I reckon I'll be like literally walking through the door when I start. I worked late last night, so the incentive is keeping, oh God, I can't read it, something about recipes. Yeah, William wrote some fabulous feedback under my quiche recipe. Thank you so much again. I don't know if you saw my comment. I got home late last night. I haven't checked anything really YouTube-y at all, except for listening to some channels today and one last night, Chasing Truth. But you gave me such awesome feedback, and I've taken notes on all of it. It's very valid. Like, I shouldn't assume anything. I should really, when I'm cooking, even down to how to clean leeks, for example, because I already had some that were cleaned and ready to go. So I didn't go through that step. I should have actually explained at least how to clean them. I didn't need to buy another leek and waste the one that I already had, but it was really good feedback. Thank you, mate. We've just arrived in the beautiful little town of Richmond, which is like a little English country town. It's kind of a hamlet, really. There's some gorgeous buildings and gardens through here. We're going over a bridge that is just exquisite. We're going to go down there and feed the ducks sometime soon. This is when I can read chat, by the way, briefly. Oh, you made the quiche with mushroom and spinach. Good on you, Scout. So did you do the leek base and then put the spinach and mushrooms on top? Yes, I should assume people know nothing. It was great feedback. My website used to be like that, and my channel should reflect the same thing. Came out so delicious. Oh, good. Yeah, that base with the cream and the leeks, and then all whatever you want on top. That's so clever, Scout. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's a ripper, isn't it? Like, I'll never go back to doing a short crust pastry quiche ever. The phyllo's magic. And it can be really random with phyllo. Like, it doesn't have to be all neat and perfect. When you do short crust, it does all sort of have to be even, and then you've got to blind bake it, and the phyllo is just easy. I'm so glad you made it, Scout, and that you loved it too. File that recipe away in your recipe collection, because there's no other quiche recipe I do now. That's it. And like you, Scout, I'll see what I've got in the pantry or in the fridge or in the freezer even, and you can put whatever sort of toppings you want. You had to watch it twice. It's magic. What I'm hoping to do, now that I'm learning how to edit, the one thing I'm not being really good at is like cropping videos, but I'm going to muck around a bit on the weekend and see if I can. I'll start with the quiche one. And try and make like a little 10-minute video and, with text, put the measurements for all the ingredients up. But my sister-in-law, I couldn't believe it when she rocked up. She was like, "Oh, Tori, quiche is my favourite thing in the world." And because they live in Singapore now, there's not a lot of pastries. So when she came home, she was picking out on sausage rolls, party pies, anything baked. And she said, "Oh, you must have had the same in Vietnam." I was like, "No, but the Vietnam had the French colony as well. You get all the beautiful Asian spices and everything, but they also have the best baguettes out of Paris." And oh, Sunnyside, hello. I love your name because my cat is Sunny, spelt the same way. She's a little ray of sunshine, my puss cat. She actually doesn't answer to Sunny. She answers to Boogie, Sunshine, and Flea. But if I call her name, she's just completely ignores me, doesn't even flinch. But if I say Sunshine, she comes running. It's such a positive, beautiful word. Duckhole Rivulet, everybody. Um, I've been to Singapore, yes, William, but only like in transit. Like I've had a day there. But now that I've got my brother and sister-in-law living there, I've definitely got it on the list, but not till next year. See what happens with all the travelling and COVID. But yeah, Sunnyside. And do you know something else, Sunnyside? The house not that I grew up in, but the first house that my mum and dad bought that um, we lived in till I was 3, the house was called Sunnyside. How crazy is that? A lot of houses in Tassie have got names. So after Sunnyside, the next house that my parents bought that we grew up in was called Drummers. But yeah, there's a lot of houses have names. I think it's a bit of an English tradition. Ruth might be able to verify that. I don't know where it's come from, but yeah, lots of houses have actual names. So there might be a name plaque on the house or on the gate. We just went past, pardon me, a house back there that's called Brookbank. But yeah, the house that I lived in till I was 3 was called Sunnyside, and then my uncle and his wife bought it. Not after mum and dad. They bought it. Someone else bought it, and then when they sold it, Uncle Peter bought it. So I got to spend a lot of time at Sunnyside up until they sold it only 2 years ago. And then weirdly, my cousin, Mem, her dad was my dad's brother, or he's my dad's no longer here, but Dad and Patty are brothers. But Mem's maternal grandparents lived in a house in Newtown, a suburb of Hobart, and it was also called Sunnyside. So she she had like 2 houses called Sunnyside on both sides of her family. It's a British French tradition. Okay. It's kind of cute. I'm going to take you guys to a little town one day that you're going to love. We're going to go for a walk around it and it'll be lots of fun. I don't want to give too much away because you'll Google it, but we've got a little town in Tassie that's, in terms of houses with names. What you doing, Scroda? Scroda's forgotten where their accelerator is. Skoda, not Scroda. My God, Tori. What you doing, Scrotum? The ninja has arrived. Gang, gang. G'day, Groover. wondering if I'm too hot. I'm wearing a really woolly jumper again. It's only 12 degrees. I just took a sip of my water and my throat's dry. Oh my God, guys, I drank like 2 litres of water when I got home last night. I had to go to the loo 3 times in the middle of the night. I was like, you idiot. I was so thirsty. I kept getting up and Sunny was like, yay, it's breakfast time. I'm like, no, it's 2 a.m., you idiot. Go back to sleep. But I got my 5:45 a.m. alarm from her. She's so cute. She just gets up on my chest and kisses me on the nose with her nose. I got this little wet nose, and then she jumps off the bed. She's like, let's go. And I'm like, no, I need to put the heating on for 5 minutes before I get up. Yeah, we'll do lots of walks. I don't really want to do many drives. Like, I know that I get feedback about road trips and stuff, but um, I'm totally about safety first. But, I do often wonder. I thought about putting my camera on the other side of the dashboard, but the thing is, like, you don't need to just listen to me doing this bloody hour-long monologue either. Hey, Gone Girl. Like, it's good to see little, like names coming in and stuff if I can glance down when I can. But, if we're going on a road trip, I could be like, hey, guys, we're going on a road trip and you're just going to see scenery and I'll just chat about shit. But if you want to come back when we arrive, wherever we're going, like I'll restart and do another live and it'll be at our destination. Because otherwise you get like an hour of me driving and then the destination gets swallowed up in a 2 or 3 hour live. And I should really start a new live. So if anyone wants to come for the drive, they can. I know all the Sunny side and the Sunnies. Scout loves Sunny. She's obsessed with my little Sunny girl. But now to what I was going to talk about. Isn't it pretty through here? It's like babe country. All these beautiful big stone walls and little farmhouses down in the valley and green fields. And someone had a birthday party. It's a bit of a tradition here. Balloons out on your fence post to let everyone know where the party is. So, yeah, Chasing Truth, I didn't get to hear an awful lot, but I listened to her after I'd been listening to MasterChef. And she wasn't really naming any names, I don't think. Oh, she was talking about the Truth's plea to everyone to stop labelling people junkies and all of that, which, was a pretty poignant comment after losing her really much-loved nephew. That sort of raw grief. So she did address that. But this morning, I was bouncing around a little bit and I know I'm not going to change anything that happens on YouTube. And I know you guys are all on the same page, but it's still worth talking about, I guess. I just don't know where these adult women are so hell-bent on ripping other creators' looks to shreds, but never going live and just talking about somebody who's got a big heart on YouTube or someone who's very altruistic in the way they live their life or somebody who is actually making positive changes for the world. Like, picking on people's looks is such a primary school thing. And if you haven't learned by the time you're in your 40s or your 50s that beauty's only skin deep and it's what's inside that matters, then how did you not learn that? How did you miss that lesson? Like, it's a big one, right? And most of us learn it when we're quite young. Um, but you can't go live and criticize a creator for picking on somebody's looks and then spend the next 3, 4, 5, fuck knows how many hours ripping other people's looks to shreds. How, like, your double standards and your hypocrisy are punching you in the nose and you still can't see it. I heard a creator saying, oh, all they can do is criticise people's looks, and then went on to criticise one creator's looks and then another creator's looks, and that's as far as I got. I think it has great potential, William, and we're definitely going to it does exactly, Gone Girl. It costs nothing to be nice. I'm glad you liked that little photo of Sunny I sent you. I thought it'd make you smile. She won't necessarily fix things, although she did heal me even before I rescued her. She's helped with me healing with the whole biscuit thing, and she's continued to. And I'm healing her. She's got so much goodness in her, and she's beautiful. She'd never be picked on YouTube. Sunny's beautiful inside and out. She's got the most divine personality. She's an absolute sweetheart. Absolute sweetheart. She's gorgeous. Hasn't got good timing, though. Wants to play chasies and race around the house while I'm getting ready to go to work, or when I've just got home and I'm trying to cook my dinner. She hasn't quite worked out okay, Mum is actually not busy now. This is the time to play chasies. No, if I'm busy, that's when she wants to play. Yeah, look, it's very easy for us all to migrate away from the negative channels. But that being said, they also give us things to talk about what we'd like to see on YouTube, and, reminder that we should all be celebrating good people and good things that people do. And look, they'll never get 500-600 people watching them if they go live to say somebody, I've just read about this person who's doing amazing things, let's talk about them. But I'd rather have, 9 people. I mean, I'm not live talking about people doing good things at the moment, but I'd rather have 9 people listening and we're all trying to buoy each other and lift each other's spirits and spread some love around the chat and all the rest of it, than have 500 people all going, yeah, that person's fucked because they're ugly. Their hair's fucked, or their feet are fucked, or we're born with the looks we've got. Now, yes, in recent modern times, in fact, long time ago, even before things like plastic surgery, human beings have gone to great lengths to modify their looks. I mean, look at the Chinese, how they used to bind their feet to keep their feet teeny tiny. Fashions like corsetry that, was all about pulling in people's waists, highlighting these teeny tiny little waists. Aloha, Emily. Human beings have always had insecurities and things that they've wanted to fix. But at the end of the day, ripping somebody's looks to shreds, there's nothing. I mean, I should say there's nothing you can do about it. Clearly there are, but there are millions and millions of people on the planet that are not going to go and get themselves cut open and fixed with plastic surgery. Some people are just like, it's just the way I look, it's the way I was born, and it's just me, but I know that my heart is good and I know I do good things. Who cares if I've got a double chin, or who cares if I've got a crooked nose, or, at the end of the day, my looks don't define what I do as a human being on the daily. But, like kids, when we were at school, kids with red hair got teased, and they were born with red hair. Like, parents weren't going to be dyeing their 6-year-old kids' hair so they don't get picked on at school. Hey, Michelle P. I'll be able to read chat for a little while because we're now in traffic light territory and slow moving traffic, but not as slow as the other way. I love going this way now. I may still get to town by, I don't reckon it'll be 8:30. I reckon it'll be more like 8:40. That's my guess, but it'll depend how far back the traffic is up here. But the beauty of the traffic lights is it keeps the traffic moving. Whereas on the Tasman Highway, we all just sit there, stopping and starting. And that morning where it took me nearly 2 hours, I was like, nah. My feet get tired. When you drive a stick or a shift or a manual, as we call them here in Oswegia, stopping and starting, it gives your feet a bit of a workout, and after a while they start to hurt. But, yeah, I like this way. Got all that pretty countryside and the cars moving the whole time. Not great for reading chat, but it is. It's a beautiful drive, Emily. I'm loving it. I'm loving that you're loving it too. But yeah, so I resubscribed to a shitload of channels because I thought, well, they might give me some topics to talk about, and here we are. We're talking about what is it with these adults that are just like scrutinizing other people's looks to the nth degree. And I mean, if they're a shitty person on the inside, just talk about them being a shitty person on the inside. But what are you going to gain from just talking for hours about somebody's looks? And even worse is the chat are all like in on it too. Like, I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of people in some of these chats, and they're all like, yeah, she's got a fucked face, or yeah, her hair's fucked, or I mean, who are all of you people hiding behind your screens with your little YouTube name to be talking about other people's looks? You cam up and let us all have a crack at you. I'm obviously not encouraging that. I'm criticising anyone for criticising people's looks, but it's unbelievable how many subscribers who you'll never see, no fucking idea who it is sitting behind. They're quite happily in there going, yeah, they're fucked. Well, I kind of feel unless you're cammed up, you might want to just zip your lip, you know. The people that are actually in the arena, and I'm using that as like a metaphor, but like picture back in the Roman days where you'd have wrestling and stuff going on in the arena and everyone in the chair, in the seats watching. Now you can heckle and encourage and all the rest of it from the seats where you're watching. But if you actually want to get in the fight, you've got to be in the arena. So with YouTube, you know, the people that do cam up and whatever, and again, I'm not encouraging anyone ripping people to shreds, but they're in the fight. But all these subscribers and creators who never cam up, who are having a go at other people's looks, get in the fucking arena. Turn your camera on. If you're going to rip someone else's looks apart, then let everyone else have a crack at yours. I mean, I still wouldn't be remotely engaging in, I mean, I'd never pay a cent to go to watch a battle in an arena of, I will read, I do read back on my chat sometimes when I remember to. I don't listen to my voice because I don't like it, so I mute myself, but I do sometimes put my lives on fast speed and read the chat in case I've missed anything. But yeah, it just sounds absolutely ridiculous. And I jumped from quite a few, like I chose a few different random channels. See, what a waste of fucking time. Why don't you challenge yourself to come up with 5 good things about these people on YouTube that you're bashing, which is why I'm trying to do this characters of YouTube thing. Because I want to like find, it might just be a little quirk like with Mallory with her notebooks. And my characters of YouTube thing is series is not about what they're talking about or what community they belong to or who they're at war with. I'm just looking at people and going, what's something cute that I can do that sort of identifies them? And like Mallory with her notebooks. William, I'm sure you're beautiful. You learn how to make a quiche from my channel. That already shows you're a sweetheart, in my opinion. Anyone who's prepared to like go, okay, I'm going to learn how to make this and have a crack at it, and then to write some really thoughtful feedback, you're a good egg. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Gone Girl. Emily, I know you're hanging out for the next one, and it will be going up hopefully tomorrow. When I'm working, it's just they're long days. Like I don't want to move closer to the city. I love where I live, but the price of that is you get home late and then you make dinner. And I've got a really good mate in MasterChef, so I want to watch him. And then it's bedtime. I don't have no time for editing. But a rule in comedy was always leave them wanting more. So that's where you're all at the moment. You're in that place. You're in that zone. I've left you wanting more. So it'll be exciting when the next one goes up, right? But yeah, there's a lot of people that I used to consider characters of YouTube, and I'd love to do videos about them. I just got to try and work out an angle. You know, like even like I don't want it to be patronizing, but even like a reminder of when we all met on YouTube, you used to do this stuff and it was really funny, or when we all met on YouTube, you used to do this and it was really thought provoking, or you know what I mean? But at the moment, a lot of them are just totally in that whole bitching community. And they're not doing anything else. And it's, you know, there are other characters that are doing good stuff at the moment that I want to highlight first. And down the track, I mean, I'm getting some suggestions for some people that I don't watch. You know, down the track, I'm going to have to start watching some channels and see if I can find some goodness. But it's a challenge for me to find some goodness in everyone on YouTube. But I know it's going to polarize people, and I know my subs will go, oh, I don't like that person. But if I can show some goodness, or if I can find something quirky, and if at the very least I can highlight some channels that people have never even heard of so that they've got some other content to explore and see if they like it too. But that's what, you know, with the, back to the girls primarily, I mean, there may be dudes ripping people's looks to shreds. I don't know. I know in my real world, if there's anyone ripping anyone apart for their looks, it was back when we were children. It was back when we were children. But the girls as kids were way more likely to say something catty than the boys. That's just a fact. Cab 7 does have an amazing heart. He's on my list. Don't you worry about that, Emily. He's on my list. But you know, ultimately, I want to find like even rotten characters and watch a few of their lives and find something positive to share with everyone, or you know, a quirky little angle that I can take with them. I'm happy to take on that challenge and yeah, do some down the track of some characters that are considered rotten. But I'm just not ready to do them yet because I haven't quite worked out an angle. And, you know, if I do remember back when, I don't want it to be patronising or imply that they've lost their way, but I think some of them, it'd be really good for them to be reminded that they kind of became known on YouTube because of something creative and funny that they were doing, or thought-provoking, or, you know. But like in my real life now, if one of my girlfriends had a crack at another girl, we'd all be like, come on, we're sisters. We should all be lifting each other up. Exactly, Sunnyside. That's sort of what I was thinking, like get them all to, like, wouldn't it be great if YouTube would say, look, guys, we're not going to stop you going live and bitching every 5 minutes, but the next video you do, you have to think of 5 or 3. Let's go with 3. 3 is probably easier. You've got to think about 3 redeeming qualities about this person you keep bashing. And until you put up a little video saying 3 nice things, you won't be able to go live again. But yeah, empowering others. So, I mean, my group of girlfriends, it'd be a pretty bold move of any of them, including me, to go, oh, fuck, check out that, because we've for years have been like, no, we're lifting each other up. That's why I often end my lives with compliment a stranger, like every day I will say something nice to someone. It doesn't even have to be a stranger. It can be somebody you know, but just compliment someone every day. I get weird reactions from some people when I say, oh, that dress looks great on you, or that's a gorgeous coat, or it's nice to see a smiley face. They sort of look at you like, wow, I think I've just met a lunatic. But I don't care, because it makes me feel good when they realise I'm saying something nice and they smile back at you. Like, it's a lovely feeling. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy too. But tearing people down, especially over looks, could you think of anything more superficial than that? I don't think you can. Like, that's really the lowest of the low. And I mean, I live in a place where, fuck, we didn't wear makeup at school. Like, my year 12 formal, I had mascara and lip gloss on. And that was considered makeup by me. Not a lot of people. There's a bit of the younger generation is starting to do the whole plastic surgery, Botoxy kind of boobs thing a bit here. But for a long time, we just didn't wear makeup, and everyone was just who they were, and you didn't go around giving people a hard time because of what they were born with. And if an individual wants to improve things about them, that's awesome. If it makes them feel empowered and good about themselves, go for it. But don't rip people to shreds on looks. I mean, it's pathetic, and looks fade. Beauty is only skin deep, and the goodness of human beings is what's in their heart, what kind of soul they have. Oh, we've got had a little rear ender there. Good thing it wasn't on the way over the bridge into town, because that would have made things even slower. That's what you get for tailgating. If you rear end someone, you've pretty much been a bit too close and you weren't able to stop in time, right? I mean, look at the distance between me and the car in front of me. If they ran in the back of the car in front of them, I'd still be able to avoid slamming into them. Driving tips from Tori. Tailgaters. And I bet the tailgaters really fucked. Oh, you slammed your brakes on. Yeah, well, you were right up my ass. If you hadn't have been, you would have been able to stop. No problem criticising people's driving skills. You're welcome, Sunnyside. We've got a really lovely, supportive community here. Like, even when I'm driving and I can't read chat, you'll see in chat there's a lot of love being. Well, I'm sure you've already experienced it this morning. Everyone checks in on everyone. If somebody's had a major life event or something sad's happened to them, it's beautiful. It's a really lovely. We've somehow. Speaking of tailgaters, The Homestyle branded van behind me that nearly clocked me on the bum. Back off, man. I can't see your tyres, so you can't see mine. I know we're all crawling, but you don't have to like. Why do tailgaters think in traffic like this if they get right up someone's bum, the person's going to be able to move faster? Like, I'm kind of in traffic right now. There's not a lot of room for anyone. So maybe just calm the fuck down. But yeah, my message today is little YouTubers that feel that ripping somebody's looks to shreds is content, especially after they've criticised another creator for doing that and then they go on to do it. You look really, really stupid and hypocritical, and your chat that are all cheering it on are as bad as you are. I meet a lot of people in my life. I've travelled a lot. I've lived in a lot of different places. I meet new clients every day. What I want to do is find out the essence of anyone that I meet straight away. Like I want to hear their stories. I want to know what happened in their life to shape them, and whatever their essence is what makes them beautiful. And whatever their face is, whatever their figure is like, whatever the shape of their body, if they're a dude with a beer gut, if they're a girl with a beer gut, whatever, it's all part of them and it's all beautiful. If you're going to judge a book by its cover, I judge somebody by their looks alone, and you're not even going to open the book and read it, you're missing out. And not all book covers are great, you know. Some of my favourite books, the cover might have actually put me off even reading the book. But no, I chose to open the cover and delve in, and suddenly this whole world of wonderment opened up to me. And sure, they might have chosen a better cover for the book, but the, even the cover becomes beautiful if the book was. I kind of wish subs would ghost channels that do shit like that, but I guess maybe it appeals to the insecurities we all have to listen to another person being torn down. Maybe that makes them feel better about themselves. But it's sort of weird. It's sort of weird how many people flock and get involved, and they're like, yeah, yeah. It's that creepy sort of mob that emerges. Go and put, you know, soothing music for cats with anxiety on and chill the fuck out. I can't imagine it watching one of those lives and at the end of it going, that was the best 4 hours of my life I've ever spent. Now I know this person thinks all of these other people are ugly based entirely on their looks. I can get on with my day and be a productive member of society now. The population of Hobart is just over 250,000. Mm. Book covers do, and so do album covers. You know, the old days of the vinyl. I mean, you know, the classic Nirvana little baby swimming around underwater. I mean, it was a sensational album anyway, but that cover as well, it just elevated it to a whole new level of wow. It was like gladiators fighting in the olden days. I couldn't watch. Yeah, but at least gladiators had weapons and pretty hot, right? Men in leather. I'm down. But you know, gladiators had a purpose to their fights. What is the purpose of going live, spending the first 10 minutes of your life saying how horrible another creator is because they're criticizing other creators' looks, and then going on to criticize creators' looks, including that original one, and then others? Like, I zoned out, I switched off, I jumped to another channel. But there's channels that aren't even really in that bitching community that are doing it too. Like, it's sort of, it's kind of sad. It's very sad. And like I was trying to explain with Tassie, like, I've grown up in a place where looks are not that important to us. Like, we're all about good people and strong communities and helping each other out. And oh, true, the gladiators with the animals, yeah, they weren't. I'm not saying they were cool, but they weren't just walking into an arena and yelling at each other about each other's faces, were they? No, and the masses all flock because they clearly love listening to a creator slamming a creator they don't like. But slam them for their content, or, well, I mean, I don't even know why you want to fucking slam them. Just let people be, you know? Just let people be. Let people do what they want. If it's not your cup of tea, don't watch it. But when it's something as sort of superficial as looks, and it's middle-aged women that are doing it, Jesus. Where's your substance? Where's that little fire inside of you that wants to see the good in other people, even people you don't like? Where's that little fire gone? Why doesn't that fire exist in your soul, in your heart? How come you didn't get one of those? I've got one of those. Why isn't seeking goodness in this wacky world we live in one of your priorities? Why is your priority to pick on people because of how they look? And not just briefly, but for hours. And not only that, but you start your life by ripping another creator to shreds for doing the very thing you're about to do for several hours. Can you not see the hypocrisy and the futility? The futility of it. Like, do you think that ripping somebody's looks to shreds, they're going to suddenly wake up and go, I'm going to spend $3 million on plastic surgery to change myself entirely because this person on YouTube who I don't like has just pointed out all of my physical flaws. So best get to the surgeon now and fix everything about me that they don't like. Like, what's the end goal? What do you think you're achieving by doing it? I'm going to make that person realise they're ugly and they've got to spend a shitload of money to not be ugly. And then the person that they're bagging is like, wow, they've got a good point. I'm going to mortgage my house and go broke to improve my appearance because this person I don't even like has pointed out all of my flaws. It's not going to change anything. I mean, well, it might. It might make people even more insecure about their looks. Isn't that productive? I mean, what the fuck? What's the point of it? And what's the point of all the people cheering it on that are all sitting in the privacy of their homes behind their little keyboards who've never cammed up? What are they getting out of it? Just make it feel good to be part of a gang of horrible people? What should I do today? I'm going to go and volunteer at a soup kitchen and feed homeless people for a few hours. I'm going to help people who need help. Or no, I'm going to sit on YouTube and listen to people ripping other people's appearances to shreds. That's going to be a lot more fulfilling for me. A much better use of my time. Fucking whack a doodle doo. Thank you, thank you, Emily and Scout. I know I want Mel Mel back. I like bouncing off Mel Mel. I have fun. I've always liked having a co-host or a partner in crime. Oh, no way, Aussie. Oh my god. I was just saying when I was driving that I'm going to turn that feature off, and now you've done that, and I'm grinning again. Thank you. I'm going to have to think of something I can do with all these little generous donations. I hope your day goes swimmingly too, Emily, or your evening. Oh, I think we're on the roof today, guys. Thank you so much, Ozzy. That's amazing. You didn't have to do that, but thank you, gorgeous. I've got to come up with a plan. You're awesome. Thank you. Sunny, yeah, I do think it could be a sunny fund, for sure. You know, it might cover her vet bills, not that she's had any yet, but it could be a little sunny fund or just an emergency fund. I'll work out something to do with it for sure. It's such a buzz to see that on my channel. I never even thought I'd get to 1,000 subs, and well, I believed I would last year, and then I got struck, and then I was like, oh God, this is hard. But thank you so much. Just very generous of you. But yeah, I'm just sitting here finishing my coffee. I am actually going to be at work on time. I've arrived in town about 15 minutes later than I usually do, but I'm usually early for work, so I'm right on time. I'm just finishing my little coffee that I brought with me. Thank you, Ozzy. You have a good one too. That was so sweet of you. Thank you, Emily. I'll do it. I'm going to do a live on the weekend. I'm just going to go live and chat, I think. We'll just hang out. I can't remember what I've got happening on the weekend, but oh, my beautiful niece is staying tomorrow night. Nika. Oh my God. Thank you. Um, Scout, during the day, the Countryway is about 55 minutes, and just using the Tasman Highway is like 35. But in the morning, no, I get to town the same time. But the difference is the Countryway I'm driving, like we're moving the whole time. And even that little bit of the East Derwent Highway, when we've got a bit of traffic, morning traffic, because there's lots of traffic lights, it keeps moving pretty quickly. Um, your first super chat, Nika. Well, thank you. I feel honoured that you chose to do it for me. That's so lovely. Thank you. I was just thinking before when I was saying a sunny fund, I reckon it could even be a rescue another animal fund. I don't know if Sunny will like a buddy or not, but she's so playful. I sort of feel like another little animal in the house would be good for her, or it could be the worst thing I ever do. I might even look at maybe fostering and seeing how it goes. Um, but yeah, Melmel's a hoot. She's a good egg, and she does pop up on my channel, which is lovely. Fuck-a-doodle-doo. Where's my wallet? Please tell me I've got my wallet. Yes, I do. All right. Tori, do what you want with it. Well, I wasn't even expecting it. I mean, I know it's turned on, but it has actually brought me a lot of joy. It's funny. It's not about the money either. It's just, I don't know what it is. Well, I do know it. It's just getting that, I don't know. It feels like a thank you, and it's not so much the money will definitely think of something fun to do with the moolah. I mean, if it funds my road trips and it means I can take you guys up the East Coast and we can stay somewhere for the night and things like that, it's definitely going to go back into the channel, either to the channel mascot, Sunny, or to things that I do with the channel, use the money to actually go somewhere. But thank you so much, Nika and Aussie as fuck. Thank you so much. Oh no, Emily. Oh, the pain that comes from losing an animal. My God, it's insane. I do feel guilty sometimes when I tell people that losing a pet hurt. Like the pain I feel for that was way deeper than when I lost my parents. They look at me in horror, but I adored my parents, but I didn't have them in my home 24/7 and they were completely dependent on me. And the bonding, like my sister was saying the other night, she said, you've had the two best cats ever. And it's like, but I've spent a lot of time with them too. But much love to the people that are losing their dog today. That's terribly sad. But on that note, everyone, don't forget to thank you for the super chats. Don't forget to it makes me laugh. It's fun. It's not, like I said, it's not the money. It's just the way it makes me feel. It makes me laugh and feel all warm inside. So thank you very much. It's really sweet of you both. Compliment a stranger today or someone you know, and maybe compliment their looks. Tell them that they've got their hair looks lovely. I told a woman, my compliment yesterday was telling a woman that her hair looked fabulous, and she said, I've been pulling it back for the last 5 years. It's the first time in 5 years I've worn it down. And I'm like, well, keep doing it. It looks gorgeous. So, yeah, she was being fostered, a 13-year-old Belgian Shepherd. She had a lovely life. Beautiful. Well, it's a sweet release then, isn't it? Still fucking hurts like crazy, though. Animals are just so precious. But on behalf of Sunny and I, thank you for your love and support as always. And also thank you as always for being just the most beautiful community and looking out for each other and all the love and care you all share with each other. It's really heartwarming. See? And not one of you said anything about my double chin, so thanks for that too. Have a great day, everyone. See you again. Oh, no way. I was about to hit end. Black-hearted, thank you, just because you bring real content. Thank you. That's really oh my God. This happens right when I pull up to go to work. See, I do need to actually get to work now. Thank you so much. Black-hearted, Aussie, Nika, thank you so, so much. You're gorgeous. Thank you. And yeah, everybody just compliment someone today. Someone you love, a stranger you encounter, and try and compliment them based on their looks. See how you make them feel. They'll feel exactly like I felt getting those little super chats. Love to all of you, as always, and we'll see you again soon.